My name is Disha Shaji Muik, roll number 3073. Today I am going to present IS activity 1 of the IoT subject on the topic Introduction and the definition of Internets of Things and the IoT level. So first of all, what is IoT? So IoT stands for Internets of Things, in which thing is stands for the devices which is connected through the internet. So this is the main concept behind the Internets of Things. So it is the connecting normal devices to the internet. So device can share the information and the work smartly. So let's know about the history of the IoT. So the basic idea of the IoT started way back in the early 1980s. The first example was actually a Coca-Cola vending machine. So at the Carnegie Mellon University, which is located in the USA, it was connected to the internet so that the people could check if the drinks were available and the cold before walking to the machine. So later in the 1990s, a man named as the John Romke made a toaster that could be turned out through the internet. The actual term, which is Internets of Things, was introduced in 1999 by the Kelvin Ashton. He was working at the Procter and the Gamble and used the term when talking about connecting the RFID to the tags, RFID tags to the internet for the tracking products. Later in the 20s, smart sensors and the smart devices become popular. By 2008, the number of devices connected to the internet was more than the number of the peoples available. So the today, everywhere from the smart homes to the healthcare, transportation, industries, and even in the agriculture, we use the IoT devices. So next is what is Internets of Things, which we have already known that it is refers to the network of interconnected physical devices embedded with the sensor software and the connecting the capabilities. What is the advantages? So there are the lots of advantages of the IoT devices, which is it can be automated, so we can save the times and the effort. We can check the things live from the anywhere and save the times and the resources, which also helps us to work faster and also for the smartest. Then helps us to take the better decisions and can improve the safety and also the security. Then the disadvantages, it can be the security risk in some minimal situations. Then the making then may leak the personal information. It needs the internet to the work that it is dependent on the internet, so it does not work offline. And the devices from the different brands may not be compatible with the each other. Then the second one is the applications of the IoT devices. There are lots of applications which are like the uh, smart homes, healthcare, transportation, agriculture, industry, and the environmental monitoring. Here we can use the IoT devices on the huge amount of time. And then the IoT devices. IoT levels. So there are the six main IoT levels. So first one is IoT level 1. So the IoT level 1 is the simplest type of IoT system. So we can think of a single smart device that does everything on its own. So it can sense the information from its surrounding, control or operate some things, stores the data and even process it and analyze it. All is done by its own. So that's why it is not too expensive and not too complicated to setups, and can be used in the small devices where it doesn't need lots of data and heavy analyzing of the data. So one of the example we can take of the home automation system. So it is lights which can be turned light on and off, remember the last setting, and maybe even run on a timer. So then the second is the IoT level 2. So here in the IoT level 2, the main difference in the IoT level 2 is that it stores the information or the data on the cloud. That means the information can be accessed from anywhere using an internet connection. Usually the application we use to check the data or control the system is cloud-based system. The setup is useful when we have to handle a lot of data, but we don't need extreme heavy or complex analyzing. So the device is simple processing itself before sending it to the cloud. So one of the example is the smart irrigation, in which it measures the soil moisture, decides its water, it decide if the water is needed or not, and turns on the pump on and off, which is based on the level 2 smart irrigation. Then the third is the IoT level 3. So in basically in the IoT level 3, the heavy analyzing works happens online, not it on the device itself. This is useful when the data is large and processing needed too complex for the device to handle its own. Because the cloud has much more computing power, it can process big data quickly and give the result in the real time or near to the real time. So for example, if you can take the tracking package handling, in which the sensors on the package can send the locations and condition date of the condition data onto the cloud. So the cloud then process this data to provide the accurate tracking updates, predicts delivery times, and even the detects delay or any damage. The another example we can also take similar to the traffic system. The next is the IoT level 4. So in the IoT level 4, both there is a multiple devices or the nodes that can do some analyzing locally. The collected data is stored in the cloud, and application is also cloud based. So they are both local and the cloud based observer nodes. This can subscribe to and receive information stored in a cloud before IoT devices. So this is the ideal when we need any devices working together, when there is a large amount of data and when the analyzing required a lot of computing power. So for example, you can check the noise monitoring system, which sends the sounds in a different location and send their data to the cloud, and then cloud process on it all the data together and detects the noise patterns, any unusual activities or the trends. Then the next one is the IoT level 5. So in the IoT level 5, we have a many end node, but only one coordinator node. The end node are responsible for sensing or performing some kinds of the actions, and they send their collected data to the coordinator nodes. The coordinator nodes then gathers all this information and send it to the cloud. In the cloud, the data is stored, analyzed, and used by cloud-based applications. So the example we can take the forest fire detection, in which the sensor are placed at the different location, which measures the smoke, temperature, weather condition, and send that information to the clouds. And from that, the authorities can quickly check if there is any fire risk is detected. So this happens in the IoT level 5. So talking about the IoT level 6, there are many independent nodes in the IoT level 6. Each node can either collect the data or sensing or perform the actions. This node sends their data directly to the cloud, and the cloud stored this data, and the cloud-based applications is used to working with it. And the analytics system in the cloud process the data and save the result back into the cloud database. So we can see the result visually using our application. The best example here can be the weather monitoring system, in which the different sensor tracks the temperature, humidity, and the rainfall in the different places, and all the data is analyzed and monitorized from the one central system. So this happens in the IoT level 6. This is all about the 6 levels of the IoTs. Then talking about the conclusion. So in the conclusion, IoT is about the connecting the every devices to the internet, so that they can be collect and share the data without human efforts. It works in the different levels, from basic sensor to the advanced cloud systems that can handle the huge amount of the data. So in this, like, we can also take care of the issues like the security, privacy, and making sure that the device work well together, also at the different IoT levels. Thank you.